Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. It's me again, Jen. Hello! And we are on a Thursday. It is the 13th of August. So we are about halfway through the month. And we are still working with Journey into the Hidden Realms, which is a Barbara Moore tarot deck that is some beautiful illustrations and art by Julia Jeffrey. This deck was lent to me by my dear friend Topaz, who has graciously allowed me to read for the month with these cards. With either, if you want a reading or you want to check it out in Tarot Cafe or anything like that, then you know where to find me. And we are looking at each of the individual cards, and I just kind of pull one at random every day and take a look and see what it has to offer. What I have found so far with these cards is that they are not super user-friendly for a beginning reader, but they are absolutely stunning. So without further ado, let's see what card we have today. All right. This guy's cool. I absolutely love this card. But I'm going to go into also why I think it's probably not a great card as well. So that's kind of what I've been doing with these. They're so pretty, but all right. So this is the Eight of Pentacles. And we know that pentacles typically relate to earth. They relate to the material world. They relate to wealth and fertility and all of those kinds of things. And yet we've got a lot of fire going on. So that's a curious choice, but I understand it. I do. A new reader might not understand it, but I do get it. It works for this card. Eights are usually kind of that we've reached a new plateau, but we're already contemplating striving for something else. So while fours are that stability, our base, our foundation, eights are one level up, but we still want to keep working. And that's really the full embodiment of the Eight of Pentacles, is work and perfection. And I gotta say, this dude kind of has perfection going on. So it's got some great art going on there. So I do like that the flames and the flames of his hair kind of coordinate with each other, sort of thing. He does have a coin. So there's our pentacle in the grip of these like tongs that he's holding. And it appears that there are sort of coins up in the background as well. Lots of them kind of hanging on the wall here. But he is surrounded by fire, which is not a typical element that we see heavily in the pentacles. But I do understand that he is forging these coins. And typically, you do see that in the Eight of Pentacles. The person is forging the coin in some way. They're either hammering at it or they are, I think it was in the Steampunk Tarot, we saw all the gears. So it wasn't that she was making coins, she was making gears, which absolutely works with that deck. In this case, it's clear he is a blacksmith or a blacksmith type fae character, and he is forging these coins. And that coin still looks hot. This whole card looks hot to me, which, for a card in mid-August, sure, fine, make us hotter, that's fine. I mean, whatever. So the coins are being forged, and then he's clearly kind of gilding them up to the edge here, to the wall. The Eight of Pentacles really represents that work that we do to perfect something, and that laborious task of finding perfection, of really working on the details of something and honing our craft, and really just pushing and pushing and pushing, and that fire of passion with it. So I do understand the fire in respect to this one. It is a lot more about fire and passion than it is about earth, if you think about it. But there is that we want to grow something. We want to harness that earth energy to really grow and harness those things. And in this case, blacksmith thing, the iron comes from the earth, and you want to kind of hammer out the impurities of it and use crucible to find the finest of the metals and all of those kinds of things. So it's actually a really great representation of the combination between fire and earth and how they work well together, which I'm going to say, like, alchemically and things like that, we tend to go, oh, well, fire goes well with wind, and, fire clearly doesn't communicate well with water. But we very rarely talk about how well it works with earth. And in the sense of, very scientifically, you need fire to forge these things out of earth. You need fire to, as I said, cook the impurities out of something. So fire and earth are actually really compatible with one another in that fire sort of makes earth do something more. It perfects it. It hardens it. It fires it up. So if you think about clay, and when you fire clay, you get something hard and useful out of it. And when you fire metals, you get more useful metals, and you can kind of manipulate them with the fire and things like that. So I do like the symbology of fire being represented in this very earth-heavy suit and in this earth-heavy card. But it also kind of talks more about how those fires of passion are what make us really work harder at whatever it is we do in day to day. So while the Eight of Pentacles really represents our work and what we do in life, it also is that passion for that work. So if you don't have that fire for the job that you do, maybe it's time to get out. If you don't have that fire for the project that you're working on, maybe it's time to pass it on to somebody else. Otherwise, hone those skills. Pay attention to the fine details. And if you look at this guy's face, I think it's an excellent representation of, he is really looking at that coin and going, did I do this one right? Is it perfect? Is it exactly the way I want it to be? And you can tell he's done this many, many times, which always in the Eight of Pentacles, there's like a whole bunch of coins up on the wall, usually the 7 coins that he's already done, and then the 8th one is in hand. I like too that when you're looking at the 8 of Pentacles, it kind of harkens back to the 7 of Pentacles, which is sort of just to admire what you've done so far and take a step back. Because if you look at it, these 7 pentacles are hanging on the wall, kind of gallery style, where if you're taking a moment and going, all right, yeah, I did that well. These are pretty good. I'm going to accept that they're really good, and I've done well, and I've learned a lot, but is this one better? So I really like how when you tell the story of the Pentacles, when you tell the story of this suit and how you work your way up to something, I really like how the 7 and 8 really talk to each other. And it's like, and a little bit the 9 as well, which I'll go into if I pull the 9 or something, but I don't want to get too carried away with this, like, oh, look at this one and that one. But it's true, the 7, 8, and 9 really are this little story within themselves of, you stepped back, you took a look at what you were working on, and now we're really going to focus and hone in on those details. So the message of this card is very much that. Look at the details of the work that you do. Is it really representative of who you want to be? Does it really represent your finest work? Do you want to sign your name to it? That's really what this card is leaning into, is, are you happy with the work you've done, and can you do better? So I hope that that's a great message for a Thursday. I know it's kind of, we're almost done with the week, but maybe it's kind of that, don't give up. Friday is coming. You should, do the work that you got to do on Friday and earn that weekend or whatever. But really put your all into the work that you do. Put your passions into it. And if you don't feel passionate about your work, maybe it's time to find something else. And if you don't feel passionate about what you're doing in life, and you can't give yourself to the world in that way, why are you doing it? Do something else. And if you really truly can't do something else, I've always been told, find the job that nobody else wants to do and do it better than anybody else can. I know that sounds like something that's like, oh, well, that's because you got a job that kind of sucks and you don't want to do it. Not at all. All jobs have a kind of a zen piece to them. All jobs have something that you can really give back in. And no one should ever sell themselves short on the job that they do. That job exists for a purpose. So do it to the very best of your ability. Find the magic in it for yourself and really just hone in on that. Take a moment to, if all you do is like, put stickers on something, which I've been doing a lot of lately. If you just put stickers on something all day long, think of it as meditation. Kind of go, oh, well, this is what I'm doing today, and I'm just going to put on some tunes, or I'm going to just put on some background noise, or maybe nothing at all, and just put sticker on, and relax. And accept this as the easiest part of your day. That kind of thing. All right, I ran a little long on this one, but as always, check out the links in the description below to check out my website for all the other cool stuff that I have going on, and always check out the playlist to look back on some of these other cards, like the Seven of Pentacles, and look ahead and see if you can find the Nine of Pentacles as well, because there's a cute little story, I think, in there. So I will see you guys tomorrow on Friday. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay cool. It's very, very warm outside. Bye.